Joe, I'll kick it off with you, right? Luke is obviously like this teen genius. Talk to me about the conversations early on with the creation of the character and bringing it to life.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wanted to try and find the balance between what Stephen had originally wrote in the novel, but also how to incorporate my own acting in into the role, and also try to balance that Luke is, at the end of the day, he is a child, right? So it was trying to play down my age, but also have that genius element, which is a hard mix because it's hard to because in order for you to be a genius, you have to be able to read social cues very well and also have a nice way of speaking. So it's like for a 14-year-old, it's rare. So it was a hard balance to make.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow up. But what was the preparation like? Were you working with somebody to kind of get some of those mannerisms and conversations down, or is this just something that you were just kind of working yourself out?
No, it's I mean I much prefer working by myself. I think that I definitely work better if I just have me in my own head and maybe a scrapbook or something to work on things. And you like YouTube. I was looking up what National Geographic of kids who are very smart for their age and just seeing how they sort of behave and
Cool.
yeah, it was that mainly.
Yeah, Ben, to you, when you're preparing for a role like this, did you dive into the book, or was it basically a preparation off the script alone?
I did read the book. I read the book very quickly, actually, between having a meeting with the writer and directors on about the show as a whole. I'd read a couple of the scripts, and then I read the book very quickly, just in case I didn't get the job, because I love Stephen King. I didn't want the book to be ruined by the fact that I was disappointed that I wasn't going to play Tim in it. So I kind of sped through it, and then I went back to the opening chapters, which are very Tim centric and very atmospheric and very sort of lonely in that way, and they reminded me of where we meet Tim and what's happened to him before the story starts, really. So I think that was important to like for me to always keep in mind, and as we sort of chart these two quite separate stories of Luke and Tim, and wonder about how they're going to come together and about what tension that's going to help dispel, or what if it's going them coming together is going to help topple, this kind of evil institution.
Obviously, I'd be crazy, right? This is based on a Stephen King book. So my final question here, first to you, Joe. What is your favorite Stephen King book, if I can talk?
For me, Misery. Yeah, I love the story. It's just such an amazing uh yeah, and also those two in the film are just it's it's one of the best pieces of cinema I've ever seen in my life. Because it's just that they're just it's a story that's like, what would you actually do in that situation if you were James Cott? What would you do? Like it's so, and it's one of those films where you have absolutely nowhere to hide because it's just those two for the majority of it. So you watching it, it's like, and that's the thing that Stephen King is very good at. He makes it very difficult for you to hide when you're either reading his books or watching his adaptations. It's like it's like he's just shining a torch in your face, and he's just telling you all of your insecurities. It's really
But
insane.
he's also holding up a mirror to the best of humanity, and the hope in any situation to kind of use our powers, whether they're real or super, in order to kind of challenge systems of authority. And and I love stories that are about hope. I've probably seen the film Shawshank Redemption 20 times. I've probably seen The Green Mile 15 times. Stand by Me at least 10. I love that little novel, the body on that Stand by Me is based on. But uh the film adaptations are just incredible. And he's probably the most adaptable writer ever, right? Because he writes in different genres, but it's always about the systems that we live within, and how to kind of challenge them and to rely on the most vulnerable in society and friendship and hope and love to kind of conquer oppressive systems. And I just think what what is there that's more valuable to write about than that? And this story is very much in that in set in that context.